Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFIBER 1 News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFIBER 1 News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFIBER Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Cody Johnson with news from around the Columbia Basin for Thursday, January 17th. Tonight we report on how volunteers are needed to help feed children and how a Moses Lake woman and her child were hurt in a car crash. We look at one nonprofit organization's request to use the Ephrata Recreation Center for free and report on how CenturyLink Field is telling some police to leave their guns at home. In sports, we find out about the latest coaching changes with the Seattle Seahawks. Our spotlight story tonight is about terminally ill Soap Lake artist Brent Blake and his next show. And we've got the latest weather forecast for the Columbia Basin from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center. Our top story tonight, when North Elementary School in Moses Lake asked the community for a freezer, people pitched in. Now they need a different kind of help, volunteers. The weekend backpack lunch program for students needs 2 or 3 people to help this weekend. The volunteers would help pack lunches on Fridays from 1 to 3 p.m. starting tomorrow afternoon. Organizers said the times would change as the program is just starting. For more information or to volunteer, you are asked to call 509-460-0969. A Moses Lake driver and 6-year-old passenger were injured yesterday in a rollover crash on State Route 82 south of Ellensburg. Myra Gayton, a 35-year-old woman, was driving a 2002 GMC Envoy south on State Route 82 when she reportedly lost control of the vehicle on a slick roadway. According to the Washington State Patrol, the vehicle struck a guardrail and rolled over, coming to a rest on its roof in the highway. Both Gayton and the 6-year-old girl were reportedly injured and transported to Kittitas Valley Community Hospital. State Patrol stated the cause was driving too fast for conditions, and related charges are anticipated. The Ephrata City Council changed the policy on the free use of the Ephrata Recreation Center last month. One volunteer organization asked if they could receive an exemption to the change last night. Here with the story is Ryan Lancaster.
The Ephrata City Council last night denied a request by the American Red Cross for a recreation center use fee exemption. In December, Ephrata Recreation Director Ray Towery recommended the city raise rental rates on the city's recreation center and end a long-standing tradition of waiving fees for nonprofit organizations. Nonprofits are now charged $25 per each 2-hour block of facility use, or up to $100 a day. A Red Cross spokesman this week said the nonprofit wants to continue using the facility for bi-monthly blood drives, but the $600 in annual rental fees would be hard to take. He said Ephrata blood drives tend to attract a lot of donors, and the Red Cross needs the large space. He added the Red Cross has not typically been charged fees for using similar facilities in other eastern Washington cities.
The Parks Commission actually unanimously recommends that the City Council not support the request from the Red Cross.
Not because they don't support the Red Cross, Towery said, but because the rec center needs revenue in order to survive, and they feel the new fee is fair. There's also concern other organizations would ask for an exemption if one was granted to the Red Cross. Some council members said they were okay with waiving the fee, but when Mayor Chris Jacobson called for a motion to approve the Red Cross exemption, none was made. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Ryan Lancaster reporting.
Thanks, Ryan. An Ephrata High School Reunion Committee is sponsoring a poster design contest to honor the school's 100-year anniversary in June of 2014. All alumni and current students are invited to submit entries. The winning poster will be used to promote the centennial and to encourage graduates to become members of the EHS Alumni Association. The poster contest runs through March 1st. A $100 prize will be awarded for the winning entry, which will be announced March 23rd during a reunion wine tasting party. 10 of the top entries will also be printed and posted at various reunion functions. Poster and contest requirements can be found at ehs-100.com under the Tiger Talk tab. For more information, you can also call 509-754-3014 or email ehs100reunion@gmail.com. Donations are being sought for the point-in-time homeless count planned for January 24th. Washington's Homelessness, Housing, and Assistance Act requires each county to conduct a count of sheltered and unsheltered homeless people in the state. As volunteers count, they are providing needed items. Donations are needed of warm coats, heavy socks, winter wear, blankets, sleeping bags, portable heaters, granola bars, bottled water, tents, tarps, and travel-sized toiletries. Donations can be brought to several drop points around Moses Lake during normal business hours through January 22nd. They are Serve Moses Lake at 422 West 3rd Avenue, Morgan Insurance at 419 South Division Street, and Polharic's True Value at 711 North Stratford Road. You can also drop it off at Crestview Christian School at 1601 West Valley Road. All items collected will be organized and brought to the Grant Integrated Services Building on January 23rd. Applications for the 2013-2014 Big Bend Community College Foundation Scholarship are now available in the Financial Aid Office and high school counseling offices. The foundation awards approximately $142,000 in scholarships to 140 students every year. Completed applications must be submitted to the Financial Aid Office by March 15th to be considered. This year, the foundation listed its more than 70 scholarships on one application form. Applicants must have 3 current letters of recommendation and a copy of high school or college transcripts to apply for the Big Bend Foundation scholarships. For more information, contact the Financial Aid Office at 509-793-2034 or the Big Bend Foundation Office at 509-793-2004. Each of the people you see here have warrants for their arrest and are wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the DOC asks that you not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day, or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m. We'll be right back after these messages with the latest from our iFIBER 1 Weather Center, and we'll have some sports and more news coming up.